In the after-school sessions, an elderly mentor guides talented students like Megan through the world of poetry. One day, Oster, the teacher, discovers Megan's poem and forms a plan to connect with her. As they spend time together, he manages to understand his plan. However, the plot takes a turn when Megan uncovers the real motive behind their activities. The movie, Afghan Street, unfolds with the Denning sisters arriving home, leading to a pivotal moment when Megan recites a poem at school. Oster introduces an aspiring poet contest, igniting Megan's ambition. As the story progresses, doubts about her abilities arise, leading to a conversation with her friend Georgia, who also aspires to participate in the contest. Encouraged by her friend Georgia, Megan faces a challenge to test her poetry skills. At home, tension rises as Lily attempts to share what she read, but Megan is focused on homework. Annoyed, Lily tears a sheet from Megan's notebook, leading to a disagreement. When their mom, Diana, returns, she intervenes, urging Megan to care for her sister. This frustrates Megan, who believes her mother should take responsibility. Diana dismisses Megan from the living room. In their bedroom, Megan discovers Lily's injured leg and helps her. Meanwhile, Oster recognizes Megan's writing talent, giving her an entry form for a contest. After class, missing the bus, Megan decides to walk home. Spotting Meg on the road, Oster kindly offers her a ride home, initiating a conversation about her education and creative endeavors. Meg opens up about her relationship with her parents, and Oster encourages her to participate in the competition, pledging to assist in her preparation. Meanwhile, Lily reminisces over old photos, prompting Meg to ask her to hide them until their mother's return. Observing the resemblance between Lily and their father, Meg examines her reflection during dinner, while Lily retires to bed without eating. The following morning, Meg rushes Lily to catch the bus, and Lily questions why Meg is wearing their mother's blouse. On the way to school, Meg's friend shares insights about Oster, revealing his close connection to their family. Convinced by her friend, Meg accepts Oster's offer. After classes, she finds herself alone with the teacher in his office. The man treated her to an orange and discussed great poets, encouraging the girl to discover her secret stream for writing poetry. They discussed a poem Megan wrote about the day her father left. Oster asked for detailed descriptions of Megan's actions that day, using his youngest son's funeral as an example. On their way home, they read a poem from Megan's admirer. At home, Megan imagined having white teeth by putting a piece of paper in her mouth to simulate a smile. Her mother, on the phone, asked her to get Lily to eat. Diane called again, warning about being late for class. Back home, Megan pretended to be asleep to avoid talking to her mother. In an extra class with Oster, he suggested she discuss her poem. At dinner, Meg shared her plans to enter a poetry contest, but her mother was more focused on her new acquaintance, Dawn, and an upcoming job interview. After the guest leaves, Megan assists her mother in clearing the table. Diane instructs her daughter to thank Dawn for finding her a job and requests to see the poem she plans to take to the pageant. Megan embraces Diane, expressing support for her job search. At the contest, Megan recites a poem titled Blue Car about her father, earning approval from Oster. Post-contest, Oster advises Megan to stay true to herself regardless of the outcome. Megan, thinking she didn't pass, is surprised when Oster informs her about the upcoming trip to Florida, requiring more study. Diane picks up her daughters after the interview, and Lily asks peculiar questions about human anatomy during the ride. At home, Diane notices Megan wearing her blouse and asks her not to take her things. In the next scene, Oster conducts literature practice in the garden, inviting the heroine to lunch afterward. They discuss the upcoming contest, and Megan asks Oster to read a passage from his book, Seeking Inspiration. Their conversation is interrupted by Rob. Megan discovered her mother's bag at home and learned about her sister's doctor visit with Dawn. Finding Diana asleep, Megan covered her with a blanket, but noticed marks from a turbulent evening. Lily, Megan's sister, was concealing freckles with foundation, expressing a desire not to emulate anyone. During Sunday service, Lily claimed to be an angel, fainted in church, and was hospitalized. Concerned, Megan called her teacher about a Florida trip, leading to her being comforted by Oster and taken home. Diane, unhappy with Megan's secrecy, organized an interrogation, forbidding her daughter from going out without informing Diana. The next day, Megan's contest participation was jeopardized as she attempted to withdraw money, requiring her mother's signature. At school, the teacher leaves a tinfoil car on Megan's backpack to please her. Megan discusses going to Florida with her friend Georgia and later tries to convince her mother during a conversation, interrupted by a phone call. Visiting Lily in the hospital, Megan learns her sister believes she's an angel. On the way home, Diana informs Megan that Lily wants to be transferred to the psychiatric ward. Seeking an advance for work, Megan resorts to stealing ties from a warehouse and attempting to return them at another store for extra money. But the plan fails. In the night, Megan is awakened by a phone call from her mother, revealing that Lily has fallen out of a window. At the funeral, Diane argues with the girl's father, and Megan mourns her sister's death, examining Lily's treasure box later. Despite claiming to go to work, Megan drives to Oster's house, observing him playing basketball with boys from behind the trees. The boss discovers the theft of tithes, leading to Megan losing her job. Back home, Diane searches Megan's room, and the two engage in a heated argument. Megan suggests living with her father, resulting in a physical altercation. Diane slaps Megan when she tries to retrieve Lily's belongings. Gathering her things, Megan leaves the house. At school, Megan confides in the teacher about her troubles, receiving a comforting hug. She later stays with Georgia, and in the evening, she listens to a confession from Georgia's brother, Pat. In exchange for a favor, Megan steals drugs from a pharmacy, and Pat sells them, sharing the proceeds with her. In literature class, Oster writes a quote on the board and instructs the kids to submit their test papers. Megan senses the teacher's tension and, after the lesson, tries to find out the reason. Oster asks her to come closer and affixes a gold star on her forehead. Grateful for Pat's help at home, Megan gives him a tie before the planned trip to Florida with the guys. However, the next morning, Megan discovers Pat has run away, robbing his family and taking her money. Desperate for funds, Megan sneaks into Diana's house to find something valuable, pawning her mother's diamond ring and personal belongings. The money covers only a bus ticket, and at the bus stop she finishes someone else's fast food leftovers at a coffee shop. Upon reaching the pageant location, Megan spends the night on the beach and encounters Oster in the morning. The teacher, along with his family, invites her to join them, and Oster's wife, Dea, swims in the ocean with their son. Oster mentions missing Meg at the pageant opening. When his wife returns, she suggests Rob accompany Megan to the locker room. While the guy buys drinks, Megan scrutinizes herself in the mirror. At the beach, Delia inquires about Meg's art, correcting her on poetry, annoying Oster, who goes swimming. Later, Oster offers to walk Megan to the hotel. Delia leaves in tears, wishing Meg luck. Walking on the beach, Oster shares about his wife, and noticing Meg's cold, he offers his sweater. In gratitude, Megan gives Oster a stolen tie as a gift. Oster kisses her, expressing a desire to know her better. He invites her to hotel room. He warms up the student and offers her an active time. While the teacher showers, the heroine leaves through his book, only to find it's empty. The quoted passage in his study was from a Rilke verse. After his shower, the teacher offers to see Megan off, but she declines, questioning the book's content. He shares a tale of an old man's love and rebirth. Megan, lacking funds, sits in a cafe trying to write a poem. A waitress, empathetic, treats her to pancakes with bacon. The next morning, at the pageant, Megan spots Oster and finds a gift, a tinfoil machine, from an admirer. Reading her new poem, the couple in the crowd grasps the hidden meaning. Megan discards the poem in the ocean and heads home, calling her father from her room. In the quiet of the night, Diana wakes her daughter for a heartfelt conversation. Although Megan cherishes her mother, she harbors a desire to live with her father. Diana hands her a box of old photographs as a parting gift, The next morning, Megan's father arrives in his blue car to pick her up. As they drive, memories flood back, recalling the times they used to visit the village as a family. It echoes the sentiment of the 2002 film, Blue Car. At the end, thanks for being with Afghan Street.